You're not being asked to replace your password. You're being asked to hand over the keys to your entire digital life. And almost nobody realizes it. Last month, a founder lost access to his bank accounts, his crypto wallet, his email, even his company Slack, without a single password being stolen. No brute force. No phishing email. No hacker movie nonsense. The attacker only needed one thing: his Apple account. That's the part the passkeys are the future ads don't tell you. Because Apple, Google, and Microsoft just rolled out the biggest authentication change in 20 years, and most people clicked Enable Passkey without understanding what they actually agreed to. I've spent 15 years in cybersecurity studying how attackers really break systems, not in theory, but in the messy reality of human behavior, recovery flows, and bad defaults. And tonight, I want to show you something important. Passkeys are probably the strongest consumer authentication technology ever created. But the system protecting them? That's still terrifyingly fragile. And once you understand why, you're going to audit your accounts very differently tonight. First, let me explain the magic trick. Because passkeys feel simple on the surface. You tap Face ID. You're logged in. No password. It feels almost suspiciously easy. But underneath that smooth Apple animation is the same category of cryptography that protects military systems, SSH infrastructure, and HTTPS itself. That's the breakthrough. For the first time in history, real public key cryptography escaped the enterprise world and landed in your mom's iPhone. Here's what actually happens. The moment you create a passkey, your device generates two cryptographic keys, one public, one private. The public key goes to the website. The private key never leaves your device. Ever. Not Facebook. Not Google. Not your bank. Not even Apple can see it. And that changes everything. Because traditional passwords are shared secrets. If a website gets breached, attackers steal the thing that proves you are you. That's why password leaks are catastrophic. But passkeys work differently. The server stores only the public key, which is mathematically useless without the private half locked inside your phone's secure hardware. So when you log in, the website basically says, "Prove you own the private key." Your device signs a cryptographic challenge. The server verifies the signature. Done. No password transmitted. No reusable secret. Nothing to phish. And this next part is the reason security professionals got genuinely excited about passkeys. They kill phishing at the protocol layer. That's enormous. For years, attackers used tools like Evilginx to clone login pages perfectly. You'd enter your password, then your MFA code, and the attacker would relay both to the real site in real time. That's called an adversary-in-the-middle attack. And it completely destroyed traditional two-factor authentication. But passkeys break that entire attack model. Because your device checks the website origin before it signs anything. If your passkey was created for Amazon.com, it simply will not authenticate to them as 0n-login-security.com. No matter how convincing the fake site looks, the device refuses. That's not user awareness. That's cryptographic enforcement. And honestly, that alone makes passkeys one of the biggest security wins consumers have ever received. So why are security people still nervous? Because the cryptography is not the weak point. Humans are. And more specifically, account recovery is. This is where the story changes. Because there are actually two kinds of passkeys. And almost nobody explains the difference. The first type is device-bound. The key lives on one physical device and cannot leave it. That's how hardware security keys like YubiKeys work. Maximum security. Maximum inconvenience. Lose the device? You could lose access to everything. So consumer platforms avoided that model. Instead, they built synced passkeys. Your passkeys now travel across your iPhone, MacBook, iPad, Chrome browser, or password manager automatically. Convenient, seamless, massively scalable. But there's a hidden trade-off. Your passkeys are no longer protected only by your device. They are protected by whatever account syncs them. Your Apple account, your Google account, your Microsoft account. That account quietly becomes the master key to your digital identity. And here's the uncomfortable part. The strongest authentication system ever deployed to consumers is still sitting behind a password, a recovery email, and sometimes SMS. That's the real threat model, not the passkey itself, the ecosystem around it. Because attackers don't attack the vault door if the side window is open, and most side windows are still open. Let me show you how this actually fails in real life. Imagine someone compromises your Gmail. What happens next? They don't need your passkeys directly. They just hit Forgot Password. Most websites still allow fallback recovery through email resets, SMS codes, recovery questions, or old passwords you forgot were still active. Meaning your shiny new phishing-resistant passkey may only protect the front door, while the back door still uses 2012 security. And this gets worse, because if an attacker compromises the account syncing your passkeys, your iCloud or Google account, they may inherit access to every synced credential attached to it. One account compromise, everything connected. That's why cybersecurity professionals don't just ask, do you use passkeys? We ask, what protects the account protecting the passkeys? That's the real question, and almost nobody audits that layer. Which means tonight, after this video, I want you to check 3 things immediately. First, your primary email account, because your email is the skeleton key to your digital life. If someone owns your email, they can usually reset almost everything else. Second, disable SMS recovery anywhere you can. SIM swapping is still devastatingly effective. Attackers don't break cryptography anymore. They socially engineer phone carriers. That's easier. Third, add a hardware security key to your most important accounts, especially email, banking, cloud storage, and anything financial. Because hardware keys are one of the few authentication methods that don't inherit the weaknesses of cloud synchronization. And this is the core lesson I need people to understand. Passkeys are not overhyped. They are genuinely revolutionary. But security systems fail at their weakest dependency, always. The cryptography is solid. The recovery flows are not. And the companies selling passkeys know most consumers won't think deeply enough to notice the difference. That's why this matters. Because the future of authentication is finally becoming secure by default, but only if you secure the systems surrounding it. And once you see that architecture clearly, you stop asking, are passkeys safe? And start asking the smarter question. What happens when the account holding my passkeys gets compromised? That's the question that actually determines your security. And almost nobody is talking about it.